Fire Amanda Anisimova's unstoppable year. 40 wins, world number 4, and 2 Grand Slam finals. Tennis trophy. The tennis world had seen Amanda Anisimova before. Once a prodigy, then a shadow, a player who had burned bright as a teenager only to drift away under the crushing weight of expectation and personal tragedy. Many had whispered she was done, a fleeting name in a sport that chews up prodigies. But 2025 was a year she silenced them all. With 40 wins, a rise to world number 4, and 2 Grand Slam finals, Amanda's name wasn't just back in the conversation. It was etched into the very forefront of tennis's present and future. Her journey wasn't linear. It wasn't clean. But it was unstoppable. The girl who disappeared. Amanda Anisimova burst onto the scene as a teenager with a fearless game and a backhand that drew comparisons to greats. At 17, she had stunned the tennis world with a run to the 2019 French Open semifinals, toppling champions with the audacity of youth. But tragedy struck when her father and coach, Constantine, passed away suddenly. Amanda stepped away. When she returned, inconsistency followed. Injuries piled up. The pandemic fractured momentum. Headlines about her potential turned into whispers about wasted promise. By 2023, many had written her off as another what if. She slipped down the rankings, absent from big stages, her name barely in the draw sheets. But within Amanda simmered something unbroken: belief. The decision. Late in 2023, Anisimova made a choice. One more push. She hired a new team, recommitted to fitness, and restructured her schedule. Gone was the uncertainty. In its place, a clear mission. Her mantra became simple. Every match is survival. Every win is proof. And then, like lightning striking dry earth, Amanda ignited. The streak begins. The 2025 season opened in Australia. While the headlines focus on Coco Gauff, Iga Swiatek, and Aryna Sabalenka, Anisimova quietly bulldozed through early rounds. Her power, once raw and reckless, now looked refined. Her movement sharper, her serve heavier. By the time she reached the Australian Open final, defeating the likes of Caroline Garcia and Ons Jabeur along the way, the whispers had turned into roars. Though she fell to Swiatek in a tight 3-setter, the message was clear. Amanda was back, and she wasn't leaving. The spring surge. If Melbourne was the announcement, the spring was a confirmation. She collected wins across Dubai, Miami, and Stuttgart, tallying victory after victory. She wasn't just winning. She was dismantling opponents. Her forehand thundered. Her backhand carved lines. Her composure looked unshakable. By April, she had 25 wins on the season, already matching entire years from her past. The rankings surged. Top 10, then top 6, then number 4. For the first time since her teenage years, Amanda Anisimova was no longer chasing potential. She was living it. Paris, full circle. The French Open 2025 felt poetic. The place where her breakthrough once unfolded now became the stage for her rebirth. Match after match, she fought like a woman reclaiming destiny. In the semifinals, she faced Aryna Sabalenka, the sport's sledgehammer, and outlasted her in a bruising 3-set war. The crowd, once skeptical, now roared for Amanda as though she was one of their own. In the final, she faced Coco Gauff. The narrative was irresistible. The young queen versus a returning warrior. Coco prevailed in 3 thrilling sets, but Amanda walked away not broken, but reborn. Another Grand Slam final. Another sign she belonged. The summer of fire. Most players might fade after heartbreak. Amanda caught fire. She dominated grass, reaching the Wimbledon semifinals. On hard courts, she went on a blistering run through North America. Victories over top 10 players piled up like trophies of war. By the U.S. Open, she was being introduced not as a dark horse, but as a contender. The New York crowds embraced her, this American who had fallen and risen, whose game now shimmered with maturity. And once again, Amanda made the final, this time against Elena Rybakina. The match stretched into 3 sets, a slugfest under the lights of Arthur Ashe. Amanda fell short, but she had become something more than a finalist. She had become a story of resilience. The numbers don't lie. By the close of the season, Amanda's numbers read like a champion's. 40 wins on the year, 2 Grand Slam finals, Australian Open, U.S. Open, 1 semifinal, French Open, world number 4 ranking, her career high, victories over every top 10 player she faced at least once. Statistics alone couldn't capture the weight of it, but they confirmed what the eye already knew. Amanda Anisimova was not just back. She was unstoppable, the player she became. So what changed? Analysts pointed to her serve, heavier, more consistent. To her forehand, less reckless, more surgical. To her fitness, leaner, faster, more resilient. But perhaps the biggest change was invisible. Her mental strength had matured. The teenager who once crumbled under pressure now stood tall. Tight moments no longer broke her. They sharpened her. She doesn't panic anymore, said one commentator. She believes. And that belief is dangerous. The rivalry's renewed. Every great champion is defined by rivals. In 2025, Amanda's return set the stage for rivalries that electrified the sport. Anisimova versus Swiatek, power versus precision. Their Australian Open final hinted at a rivalry that could dominate the decade. Anisimova versus Goff. Friends off court, warriors on it. Their French Open clash was the year's most-watched women's match. Anisimova versus Rybakina. 2 big hitters, destined to collide again and again. These weren't just matches. They were stories, each one adding chapters to Amanda's unstoppable year. More than tennis. Off the court, Amanda's rise resonated deeply. Fans saw not just victories, but resilience. A young woman who had endured grief, doubt, and invisibility, only to rise stronger than ever. She became a symbol of persistence. Interviews painted her not as a superstar, but as someone relatable, open about her struggles, humble in her victories. The defining moment. If one match defined Amanda's year, it came not in a final, but in a quarterfinal clash at the U.S. Open against Aryna Sabalenka. Down a set, down 2-5, Amanda looked finished. But she clawed back, saving match points with fearless winners, her backhand painting lines like poetry. She roared after every point, the crowd roaring with her. When she finally sealed victory 7-6 in the third, she collapsed on her back, tears in her eyes. It was more than a win. It was a statement. You cannot break me anymore. Looking ahead, at season's end, Amanda stood as world number 4. 2 Grand Slam finals in her pocket, a legion of fans behind her, and the hunger of someone who knew she was still climbing. The unstoppable year. Amanda Anisimova's 2025 season will be remembered not just for numbers, though 40 wins, world number 4, and 2 Grand Slam finals sparkle in record books. It will be remembered because it felt like a resurrection, a phoenix rising, a reminder that talent never truly dies. It only waits for the right moment to roar again. And for fans, the year wasn't just about tennis. It was about watching a human spirit refuse to surrender, proving that sometimes the most unstoppable victories are those over doubt, over pain, over the past. Amanda Anisimova wasn't supposed to be here again, but she is, and she's unstoppable. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.